The first sign that life has shifted in the senior years is the cadence of your daily routine. You wake up, make coffee, read the news, and everything feels quieter. The sounds that once filled the house, a bathroom door closing, voices in the next room, even the radio murmuring in the background, are no longer part of your day. The house is the same, yet the feeling is different. Over time, that difference starts to affect your body and your energy too. Perhaps you've noticed deeper fatigue, lighter sleep, or an emotion that's hard to name, as though something were missing, even though you can't say what. Many people over 60 experience this, and even if no one talks about it, they share the same question. Is it still normal to feel sexual desire? Is it still all right to touch yourself, to feel pleasure? The answer is simple, yes. And not only is it normal, it can also be good for your health. Masturbation in later life is neither shameful nor inappropriate. It releases hormones that promote relaxation, improves sleep quality, lowers tension, and even supports heart health. It also works important pelvic muscles, boosts circulation, and helps keep the body more active. Denying this side of your life can have negative effects. When you ignore this need, it's like keeping a window locked in a stuffy room. The air stops circulating and everything feels heavier. The truth is that your body still responds to touch, and your brain still seeks pleasure, because that's part of how human health works at any age. Marta, a 74-year-old woman who has lived alone since being widowed, decided to take time for herself after many years of neglecting this aspect of her life. Within a few weeks, she was sleeping better, felt less tense, and was even more eager for her daily activities. During a routine checkup, her doctor praised her test results and told her she seemed lighter. You don't have to change everything at once. Start gradually, in privacy, on your own timeline, in your own way. Giving yourself this intimate care can be a simple and effective way to improve your health without relying on medication or procedures. And best of all, it's entirely within your reach. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about what really happens inside your body when you allow yourself to experience this kind of pleasure, and how it can directly affect your physical and emotional health. When we discuss health after 60, we usually think about blood pressure control, glucose levels, routine checkups, and light walks. But there's an aspect that almost never enters the conversation, and it's more important than it seems: sexual well-being. More specifically, individual pleasure, the kind you experience on your own, in private. You may not realize it, but a moment of masturbation activates several bodily systems. The brain releases substances like dopamine and endorphins, which boost mood, help manage pain, and reduce stress. The cardiovascular system kicks into gear, improving blood flow, right down to the body's extremities. Most importantly, the pelvic region is engaged, strengthening muscles that help prevent issues such as urinary incontinence and bowel dysfunction. An estimated 11% of men aged 60 to 64 in the United States experience urinary incontinence. That number rises to 31% among men 85 and older. These effects aren't imaginary, they're physiological. Just as climbing stairs benefits your knees, sexual stimulation strengthens areas that daily life doesn't often engage. It also helps regulate sleep, improves appetite, and provides an overall sense of well-being, an invaluable aid when dealing with moments of loneliness or low self-esteem, both common at this stage of life. Another important point is the hormonal impact. Even after menopause or andropause, the body continues to produce hormones in small amounts. Intimate pleasure helps keep those levels more balanced. This shows up in energy, mood, and even immunity. It's a chain reaction that begins with a simple gesture and can deliver lasting results. Jose, a 68-year-old man, started having trouble sleeping after he retired. He tried tea, reading, even meditation, but nothing seemed to help. One day, during a conversation with his doctor, he heard that sexuality still played an important role in his health. Jose began setting aside a few minutes at night for this private moment. Within a few weeks, he reported deeper sleep and fewer episodes of morning anxiety. Today, he says he feels more in control of his own body. Many people believe desire fades with age, and to some extent, that can happen. But what really changes is the rhythm. The body begins to respond differently, more subtly, requiring more time and attention. Pleasure doesn't disappear, it simply demands a bit more care. Just like other aspects of health that evolve over time. Even with all these benefits proven by science, what are the main barriers that keep you from living this part of life naturally? And how can you overcome them with ease and without guilt? After all, what often gets in the way isn't the body, but what we've been taught to think about it. Even with so many benefits for body and mind, many people over 60 still avoid the subject. And it's not for lack of desire, it's because of shame. You may have grown up hearing that intimate pleasure was wrong, that respectable people didn't do it. Over time, those ideas become invisible barriers. The more you avoid the topic, the harder it gets to face your own body naturally. Moreover, society often sends the message that after a certain age, desire should end, as if pleasure had an expiration date. This idea is reinforced by the media, by family, and even by some health professionals who are ill-prepared to discuss it. The result? Millions of older men live disconnected from their own bodies, believing they no longer have the right to pleasure. Shame works quietly. It keeps you from taking complete care of yourself. And your body starts to show it through small but clear signs: poor sleep, weakened muscles, unstable blood pressure, constipation, even increased anxiety and irritability. Do you know why this happens? All of it can be linked, directly or indirectly, to a lack of intimate stimulation and to built-up tension with no release valve. Science shows that men who maintain an active sex life, including masturbation, tend to have better cardiovascular health markers, fewer depressive symptoms, and even greater ease in preserving erectile function as they age. Pleasure isn't just pleasure. It's part of physical and emotional self-care. Many people assume self-stimulation is just for the young, yet research firmly supports its benefits for both body and mind. To break the cycle of silence, the first step is understanding that your body has never stopped being yours. Caring for it goes beyond taking medication and scheduling tests. It also means respecting your desires and acknowledging that pleasure is part of a healthy life at any stage. But how do you take the first step naturally, without guilt or excess? If you've read this far, you already know that touching yourself isn't wrong. It's natural, healthy, and can bring real benefits to your body and mind. Yet even with all this information, you might still be asking, okay, but where do I start? That question is normal. After all, no one ever taught you how. The first step is simple. Create a calm environment. Choose a time of day when you have privacy and won't be interrupted. It could be before bed or right after a shower. What matters is that you feel comfortable. A bedroom with the door closed, soft background music, or complete silence, whatever works best for you. Second, let go of the idea of haste. Masturbation after 60 doesn't have to follow the same rhythm it did when you were younger. The body changes, and that's natural. Your touch may be lighter, your response may take a bit longer, and that's perfectly fine. The goal here isn't to finish quickly, but to reconnect with your body, calmly and respectfully. If you like, you can use a water-based personal lubricant to make the experience more comfortable. This is especially helpful if you're experiencing dryness or sensitivity. These products are safe, available at pharmacies, and can make all the difference. It's also important to remember, there's no right way to do this. What works for you is what matters. Some people prefer to stimulate only external areas. Others like to vary. What counts is that you stay present, pay attention to what you feel, and remain comfortable at every step. Maybe you've never done this in your entire life. Many people grew up surrounded by taboos, so at first it might feel uncomfortable. Take it slowly. This is, above all, an exercise in reconnection, and believe it or not, among its many benefits, you may even find yourself snacking less between meals. If you still feel unsure, think of it this way. Touching yourself isn't an isolated act, but part of broader self-care. Just as you pay attention to what you eat or the tests you schedule, dedicating time to pleasure is another way to keep your body active, functional, and balanced. Now that you understand the benefits and know how to begin, the next step is to make this practice part of your routine, lightly, evenly, and without pressure. Masturbation, like walking or drinking water, can become a natural form of bodily care. It doesn't have to happen every day, nor follow strict rules. It only needs to occur with regularity and awareness. Once or twice a week may be enough to notice changes. What matters most is consistency, not frequency. By making this moment a regular part of your life, you send a clear message to your brain and body. I'm still here, and I still deserve pleasure. That simple message has profound effects. It lowers stress, boosts self-esteem, and can even improve memory and concentration. In addition, by keeping up this habit, you can help prevent or ease common age-related symptoms such as constipation and muscle tension. Remember the millions of older men in the United States who deal with these issues each year? Many don't realize that simply stimulating the pelvic region can help. naturally and without medication. Another important gain is emotional resilience. People who maintain a positive relationship with their own bodies tend to cope better with loneliness, with the physical changes of aging, and even with situations of grief or social withdrawal. This is a fundamental point, especially for those who live alone or rarely experience intimacy in everyday life. At the end of all this, one certainty remains. Pleasure and health go hand in hand. Masturbation in later life is not a luxury, nor a taboo. It's a simple, safe, and accessible tool for caring for your physical and emotional well-being. If you've been waiting for permission to reconnect with this side of your life, here it is. But the truth is, you never needed permission. Your body, your story, and your moment deserve respect, and giving yourself pleasure is one of the most beautiful ways to practice that respect. If this video made sense to you, imagine how many other discoveries still lie ahead. Here, we talk about health truthfully, without beating around the bush, and with complete respect for your stage of life. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell, so you never miss any content made especially for those over 60 who want to live with more vitality, autonomy, and well-being. You deserve clear, practical, taboo-free information. That's what we deliver here every week. Click subscribe and start caring for yourself with the attention your body deserves.